We've had a night at Airlie and we just went over this morning, did our shopping. We've got a weather window till about Wednesday with nice southerlies to get north. So we've made the decision we're going to run up, try and get up to Townsville before it goes around to the north. From here up, that's the only place we get any shelter out of the northerlies, so we've got to run up with the southerlies and get there. So we're going to anchor now and head a bit further up.
Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Okay, so the trip for today is, we left Airlie Beach here, come up past Grimston Point and Woodwark Bay, and now we're just travelling up towards Gloucester Passage. So we'll come around this cape here, in through Gloucester Passage. So tomorrow morning we'll leave from Gloucester Island down here, and our destination will be Cape Upstart. That's about a 42 nautical mile trip, so it'll be a big day for us. Very pleasant day out here today. We left Airlie at around about 11:30, I think, and we're just in between Gumbrel and Olden Islands at the moment in the northern Whitsundays. We're heading for Gloucester Passage. We'll get the tide through there and make our way up to the top of Gloucester Island before we anchor for the night. So we'll have a pretty early one today. That'll be good. It'll be an early start in the morning. We're going to make for Cape Upstart, which is about a 42 nautical mile trip. So I'll have to do my engine room checks this afternoon, make sure everything's right down there, and then we'll head off and head up to Cape Upstart. We're doing it because we've only got about a 3-day weather window, so the wind is going around to the north on Wednesday. We want to be up at Magnetic Island by then. So a little bit of a rush, but pretty pleasant conditions when it's like this. Hope we get a couple more days of it. What do you think, Mont? Gloucester Island off to our right, and Gloucester Passage you can see in front of us. So we're going to pick up a couple of knots as we go through here. If you do the tides right, they ebb to the west and flood to the east. So we're heading in a westerly direction now. We should pick up a fair bit of speed. We're not bothering with the sail as we go through here. We've got to turn around into the wind a little bit as we get out of the passage. So we're under motors alone as we navigate our way through the pretty narrow channel it is Gloucester Passage. Beautiful day for doing it though. This is Monty's Resort. You've got a port lateral, and then you turn onto an east cardinal,
leave that on the starboard side, and then we come up to another port lateral. We'll leave that to port and then head out around Shag Island. And there's another port lateral at the tip of the island, you'll see as we come around.
I think we got down to about 2.9 metres taking this track. So you want to watch your navigation. This is the very famous Shag Island, home of the renowned Shag Island Yacht Club. You see a lot of shaggers around up here.
It's low tide at the moment, and what we're going to do is just steam in here quietly till we find about 3 metres of water, and then we'll drop the pig. Bit of a beach here so we can get Monty ashore, and we'll be out of the wind in the lee of the island. Fantastic.
This is Squally Bay on the northern end of Gloucester Island. Great little spot in a southeaster. Not much swell getting in here. We'll have a pleasant night. We're going to be up early and heading for Cape Upstart, so it'll be a big day for us tomorrow. Probably about 8 hours. I better do my engine room checks. Every day, especially if we've done a few hours, I like to check my engine rooms. I just get down in here and check things like the oil level, fluid levels, gearbox levels, just have a general look around, make sure there's nothing lying in the bilge that shouldn't be there. And yeah, at least if you do that, you should find problems before they really present themselves. We're going to do about 8 hours of travelling tomorrow, leaving in the dark probably. So it's good to do this before we go. always good to have a look before you're going to do a long trip. Oh wow, looks like fish dinner. Yum. Oh. Bit of an early one this morning. We just left Squally Bay. It's 5:30. Sun's just on the way up, so we're underway now. The sail's out, and we've got 6 hours 54 minutes. We should get to Cape Upstart about 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's amazing how you find a little anchorage. It's really nice. At sundown, very calm. You go to bed. As soon as you get into bed, a bit of a swell comes out, starts rolling into the anchorage. Put your side onto the swell, and it gets a bit noisy and uncomfortable. So that happened again last night. I was nearly going to get up at 2 o'clock and leave, and I thought, after 2 it did drop off a little bit, so I got a bit of sleep. But 5:30 this morning it started up again, so we're underway. It's a lot more pleasant while you're travelling. You can usually grab a bit of sleep, especially with a partner on board. We can stand watches, and you can get a bit of sleep while you're underway. So we'll see how we go at Cape Upstart. It can be the same there. There can be a bit of roll gets in, but we'll just see what happens. Anyhow, a bit further north today. We're just passing the Abbott Point coal loading facility. We're making pretty good time. We're probably averaging about 5.5 to 6 knots, and we've got Cape Upstart in view up in front of us. We'll get up there about lunchtime. Thinking of pushing on. The conditions are really good. Travelling in the conditions we've got, very comfortable. We've got about 15 to 20 from behind us, and we're just rolling along with it really nicely. So we're thinking of heading further up to Cape Bowling Green, but we'll wait till we get to Upstart, another 3 hours till we get there, and make a decision then. We might have a rest and have some lunch there, maybe push on, but we'll see how we go. Good to use this weather while we've got it. It's going to change in a couple of days, so it's good to be using this moderate southeasterly wind. The trip for today, we left Gloucester Island, Squally Bay at 5:30 this morning. We're about halfway along the track now, and this is our destination, Cape Upstart. We've got an anchorage around the corner here that'll get us out of the southeasters, or we could even come further down into the bay. The next destination is going to be Cape Bowling Green, about another 30 nautical mile. We're getting along at about 5.5 knots, not too bad, probably a bit of tide against us at the moment, and we'll reach our destination in 3 hours and 11 minutes, about 12:39 today. So 17.3 nautical miles to travel. We're about an hour and a half from Cape Upstart now, so the wind's dropped out a little bit, probably down to about 10 knots, and we've lost a little bit of speed, down under 6 now. So it's a little bit slower going, but we'll be up there pretty soon. I think we're going to stay there the night and run up to Bowling Green tomorrow. We'll see how we feel. We'll stop and have lunch at least, and if the conditions look alright, we might stay there for the night and get going early in the morning. Shorter trip tomorrow anyway. Pretty pleasant just rocking along with it the way we are at the moment, that's for sure. lots of holiday shacks here, and some pretty decent looking homes as well. So I guess you've got holiday makers and local residents. Hey dudes, if you've liked this video, give me a hand out. Like them, please subscribe, costs nothing, and ring the bell. You'll get notifications every time I put one up. And share them around with your mates. Cheers dudes.